And now, it's the 2K Online Franchise Sports Report with your host Marcus Reed and Ava Turner.
Welcome to the 2K Online Franchise Radio Network. Today is October 9th, 2025, and we are diving deep into a game changer for digital football strategists.
That's right. We've gotten our hands on a pretty detailed stack of sources covering this massive overhaul in Madden NFL 26's franchise mode.
Massive feels like the right word. It looks like they've ripped out the old system entirely.
Yeah, it's definitely RPG-inspired. We're talking a complete strategic pivot away from that passive coaching skill tree we had, up through Madden 25.
Okay, let's jump right in then. Our mission today really is to get a handle on this new loadout system. It feels less like just managing skills and more like actual weekly game planning.
Exactly. A high-stakes chess match is a good way to put it.
So we need to break down these new loadouts: staff, play sheet, trainer, and crucially, how this whole ability progression thing works. I hear there's risk involved.
Oh, yeah, there's risk. And we also need to cover how the AI is supposedly getting smarter, actually adapting to you.
Right, so if you want to hit the ground running in your league, this is basically your starter guide.
Definitely. And our main source here is this really in-depth guide on the new franchise staff and coach loadout slots. It makes it clear. Strategy now starts in the weekly strategy menu. The old tree. Forget about it.
Okay, Section 1. The loadout revolution. So no more just passively clicking points on a tree. We're talking discrete slots now, like equipping gear.
Pretty much, yeah. Think of it like equipping items. And there are three main areas you manage in the weekly strategy menu.
All right, what's the first one?
First is the staff loadout. This is kind of your core coaching engine. You get up to 6 slots here for abilities from your head coach and coordinators.
Things like XP boosts, scouting improvements.
Exactly, those kinds of things. The fundamental building blocks.
Yeah.
And veteran coaches, the established guys, they start with more of these slots open.
Okay, makes sense. What's the second loadout?
That's the play sheet loadout. This one's interesting. You get up to 4 slots, but they're for mini playbooks.
Mini playbooks. So not my main offensive or defensive scheme.
Right. Think of them as situational packages. You might equip a heavy sets play sheet for goal line situations, or maybe run and shoot concepts if you want to air it out against a certain defense.
So it's about tailoring your available plays week to week.
Precisely. Adding wrinkles based on the opponent.
And the third one, the trainer loadout. That sounds maybe less strategic, more about just keeping guys healthy.
Well, yes and no. It is about health, but ignoring it. That's a strategic mistake now. This trainer loadout is all about managing the physical grind.
Because of the new wear and tear system.
Exactly. That persistent wear and tear is a real factor now. These trainer abilities are crucial for boosting recovery, reducing injury chances in-game, and basically keeping your stars from falling apart by December.
Okay, so neglecting the trainer loadout means my best players could be running on fumes late season. Got it. That is strategic.
Absolutely. You have to actively manage it.
This brings us to the abilities themselves. I understand there's a split game day versus season abilities. This sounds like where the real planning comes in.
Yeah, this is the core tension, you could say. Game day abilities are your immediate tools. Think quick boosts for the upcoming game.
Like better blocking or red zone offense for this week only.
Exactly. Things you can swap in and out weekly based on who you're playing. There are about 46 of these at launch, so lots of tactical options.
Okay, so those are flexible. What about season abilities? They sound more permanent.
They are. That's the trade-off. Season abilities lock in for multiple weeks. They give you those longer-term benefits, like better scouting insights or faster development for your rookies.
So you're making a commitment.
A real commitment. You have to decide, do I want the scouting boost now ahead of the draft, or do I need a player progression buff during this easier stretch of the schedule? There are 28 of these long-term ones to choose from.
And the progression system.
Yeah.
This is where the risk you mentioned comes in. Abilities have tiers, right?
4 tiers, yeah. And to level them up, you need to hit specific upgrade goals in games, maybe certain passing yards or sacks or whatever the ability relates to.
Simple enough. Hit the goal, level up.
But here's the twist. There are also knockout goals. If you fail to meet certain minimum performance thresholds while an ability is active, it doesn't just stall, it can actually regress back down to a lower tier.
Wow. Okay, so you can actually lose progress. That's intense.
It really is. It makes you think twice about equipping a high-tier ability if you're not sure your team can consistently perform well enough to sustain it. Adds real jeopardy.
So is there any way to make these permanent to protect them?
Yes, that's the ultimate aim. If you manage to reach mastery at Tier 4, that ability becomes permanent for your coach. Locked in. No more regression risk for that specific ability.
Tier 4 mastery.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the long-term goal for your core abilities then.
That's the security you're grinding for, yeah.
Let's talk about getting started. You mentioned established coaches like Reed or Tomlin might start with more slots. What about someone creating a coach? Are we starting behind?
Significantly behind, actually. A created coach starts with only 3 staff slots. Your archetype choice, offensive guru, defensive mastermind, whatever sets your ratings, but not your starting slots.
Only 3, compared to potentially 6 for the veterans. That's a big gap.
It is. You have to earn those extra slots by leveling up your coach.
So what are the key level milestones we need to aim for? When do we catch up?
Okay, for the main staff ability slots, you need to reach level 31 to unlock all 6.
Level 31. Got it. And for those situational play sheets?
For the full 4 play sheet slots, you're looking at level 40.
Wow, okay. So reaching level 40 is a major goal for full strategic flexibility.
Definitely. And each level you gain also gives you coach credits, which is the currency you spend to actually unlock and then upgrade the abilities within those slots.
And it's not just about the head coach leveling up, right? The coordinators play a big role now, too.
A huge role. Your offensive and defensive coordinators have their own XP, their own goals, their own progression paths. And here's the crucial part. A head coach can only get abilities outside their specialty area through the corresponding coordinator.
Wait, so if I'm an offensive guru, I can't just decide to equip a defensive ability myself?
Nope. If you want, say, a boost to your pass rush, that ability has to be unlocked, equipped, and leveled up by your defensive coordinator. You're dependent on them for those cross-archetype skills.
That adds another layer of management and risk, I guess.
Yeah.
What if my coordinator is terrible or gets fired?
Exactly. It all ties back to risk and management. You monitor this in the new Coach Central Hub. Coordinators have approval ratings, job security. If they perform poorly, their abilities might regress, or they could just get fired mid-season.
And if a my DC gets fired, I lose access to all those defensive abilities he was providing.
Potentially, yes. Or at least until you hire a new one and level them up.
Yeah.
So keeping your coordinators happy and performing well is vital for your own strategic options.
Man, okay. This sounds much deeper than just hiring guys with good ratings. Which brings us to the opponent, the AI. This weekly strategy phase is supposed to feel like real NFL prep.
Right. That's the goal. The centerpiece is the matchup panel. Each week, it gives you the rundown, stats, injuries, key players.
And crucially,
it shows you the opponent's ability loadout, what boosts and play sheets they are bringing to the table.
so you can see what they're planning. Does the game help you counter it?
It does. It gives you dynamic recommendations. Like if you're facing a heavy blitz team, it might suggest specific task protection abilities or quick passing play sheets for you to equip that week.
But the CPU isn't just sitting there waiting for me to counter them. You mentioned this adaptive AI.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest potential change on the field. They're calling it opposing coach DNA and real-time coaching AI.
Sounds fancy. What does it mean in practice?
It means the CPU is now actively scouting your tendencies as a user.
My tendencies.
Seriously. If you lean heavily on power running, for example, the AI might notice that pattern and start loading up its staff loadout with abilities that boost block shedding or run stuffing.
So it's trying to specifically counter my play style.
That's the idea. If you love throwing deep, maybe they equip abilities to improve deep zone coverage. It's designed to punish predictability.
Okay, so spamming the same money plays like in Madden 25. Probably not going to work so well anymore.
Probably not. The real-time AI aspect also means defenses should be better at disguising coverages, showing blitz and backing off, or adjusting mid-game if you keep hitting them with the same concept. It forces you to be more varied.
Which I guess makes the game more realistic and harder.
Definitely more challenging, yeah.
And if the AI is making things harder, maybe causing more hits on my players, that loops back to the trainer loadout again, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That wear and tear mechanic means every hit matters more, especially late in the season. Performance degrades even without a major injury. Guys get slower, less agile.
So the trainer loadout isn't just injury prevention, it's performance maintenance.
Exactly. Those buffs to recovery and durability managed in the Coach Central Hub become essential to make sure your stars are actually playing like stars come playoff time.
All right, this is a lot to take in. Let's try to boil it down. Section 5. Best practices for someone learning this new system. How do you balance winning now versus building for that Tier 4 mastery?
Good question. First off, plan season abilities early. Look at your schedule. Got an easy stretch? Maybe that's when you activate a tricky season ability you want to level up.
Right. use the easier games to meet those upgrade goals.
Exactly. Or time your scouting boost, like Scout's Honor, right before the draft combine rush. Use recovery abilities during tough physical stretches of the schedule. Think ahead.
And week to week.
You have to use the matchup panel every single week. See what your opponent is doing and equip counters. Don't just stick with the same loadout week after week.
So adapt constantly. What about the mix of abilities?
Balance your loadouts. Don't go all in on game day boost for just 1 week's win. You should almost always have at least one season ability active, focusing on player dev, scouting, something long-term running in the background.
Okay, those are the fundamentals. Any more advanced tips for really maximizing this?
Yeah, think about stacking synergistic abilities. Don't just pick abilities in isolation.
Meaning?
Well, if you equip, say, a play-action-focused play sheet, pair it with step abilities that specifically boost quarterback accuracy on play-action passes or improve receiver route running on those specific routes. Make the abilities work together.
Creating combos for bigger effects.
Yes.
Nice.
And manage that progression risk carefully. Plan for knockout goals.
Be realistic about whether you can hit the targets.
Exactly. If you're eyeing a powerful Tier 3 ability, but the knockout goal requires like 300 passing yards per game and your QB is average, maybe stick with a safer Tier 2 ability for now. Don't risk the regression unless you're confident.
Better to build slowly than fall backwards.
Right. And finally, actively manage approval ratings for your coordinators. Hit their weekly goals. Keep them happy. It helps their progression and prevents them from regressing, which, as we said, protects your access to their abilities.
Wow, okay. So wrapping this up, it really feels like Madden 26 has fundamentally changed franchise mode. It's not just a roster manager anymore.
Not at all. It's a deep, weekly strategic simulation. You're constantly managing resources, assessing risk, adapting to opponents. It's much more involved, much more dynamic than the old system.
You're a tactician now, week in and week out.
Definitely. And maybe the most interesting part, the real core of this whole system, is that gamble you take with progression.
The knockout goal versus Tier 4 mastery.
Exactly. Reaching Tier 4 makes an ability permanent, safe, but getting there means risking those knockout goals, risking regression. So the big question this leaves you with is, when is the risk worth it? When do you chase that powerful high-tier ability knowing you might fail and fall back versus playing it safe for the massive long-term payoff of mastery?
That's the strategic tightrope you'll be walking all season long. Thanks for breaking it all down.
My pleasure. Lots to think about.
Absolutely. All right, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on the 2K Online Franchise Radio Network.
This has been a presentation of the 2K Online Radio Network. For more information, visit our website at 2kolf.com.